Hey there, fellow deep divers. Ever wonder how Netflix just seems to know exactly what you want to watch next? Or how self-driving cars keep getting, well, smarter?
Yeah, those are great examples.
Today, we're going to take a deep dive into the world of MLOps.
MLOps.
It stands for Machine Learning Operations, and it's the secret sauce behind some of the most amazing AI out there.
AI is everywhere these days.
And to help us break it all down, I've got a true MLOps guru with us.
Hey everyone, happy to be here.
So, MLOps, it kind of sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie.
A little bit.
But it's actually shaping how we experience technology every single day.
Yeah.
Can you give us a quick overview?
Absolutely. Imagine making a cake. You have your recipe, ingredients, and your oven. But what if you wanted to make that cake taste exactly the same every single time? That's the challenge MLOps tackles. It's about managing that entire life cycle of a machine learning model, from building and testing to deployment, monitoring, and always improving.
So it's about consistency, right?
Exactly, just like that perfect cake.
We hear a lot about DevOps in tech. How is MLOps different?
Great question. DevOps is all about deploying software applications. MLOps, on the other hand, focuses on machine learning models. Traditional software is pretty static once it's deployed, but machine learning models are constantly learning and changing based on new data. So MLOps has to deal with that added complexity.
So we've got these models that are always learning and evolving. How do we make sure they don't, go off the rails?
That's where the three pillars of MLOps come in. Continuous integration, continuous deployment, and continuous monitoring.
3 pillars, okay.
Continuous integration makes sure every update is rigorously tested. Then, continuous deployment ensures smooth updates to the model in production, no hiccups. And finally, continuous monitoring is like having a watchful eye on the model's performance 24/7, catching any issues early on and making sure we can retrain it to stay accurate.
So like a constant checkup for our AI.
Exactly, keeping those models in top shape.
Can you give us some real-world examples of MLOps in action?
Of course. Think about Netflix's recommendation system. It relies heavily on MLOps to personalize suggestions.
So that's how they know I love bad reality TV.
Maybe. Those models are always being retrained on what people are watching, how they rate shows, even what time of day they're watching. All that data helps those recommendations get better and better.
So next time I get a suggestion for a show, I can thank MLOps.
Exactly. Another great example, self-driving cars. They depend on real-time machine learning models to make split-second decisions. Imagine a car encountering a situation it's never seen before, like a detour or a sudden downpour.
It has to think on its feet.
Right. The model needs to adapt on the fly, and MLOps makes sure those updates happen quickly and efficiently, making those systems safer.
This is starting to sound like the future of tech.
Absolutely. As machine learning becomes more common in everything from healthcare to finance, the need for skilled MLOps professionals is going to skyrocket. It's not just about building a good model anymore, it's about managing it in the real world.
So for anyone interested in a career in tech, this is a field to check out.
For sure. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Well, listeners, get ready for a live Q&A. Casey's going to tackle all your burning questions about MLOps.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We've got Casey, our MLOps expert, ready to answer your questions. Casey, ready to get grilled?
Fire away. I'm excited to hear what folks have come up with.
Okay, first up, we've got Sam.
Hi, Casey. I'm a software engineer, and I'm really interested in machine learning. I know MLOps is becoming a big deal, but what skills do I need to be successful?
Hi, Sam. Great question. MLOps is definitely hot right now, and the demand is huge. So the skills you need are kind of a mix. You'll need that technical expertise, but also some strategic thinking and definitely some solid collaboration skills.
It sounds like you need to be well-rounded.
Exactly. On the technical side, understanding machine learning is key, of course. But you also need to be comfortable with things like cloud computing platforms, containerization tools like Docker and Kubernetes. CI/CD pipelines are important. And knowing your way around version control systems like Git is crucial.
So a lot of it I already know. Right, but then there's the strategic thinking piece. You'll need to be able to think about how to deploy these models effectively, things like scalability, cost, performance, all that.
It's more than just the code.
And let's not forget collaboration. MLOps is a total team effort. You'll be working closely with data scientists, software engineers, and operations teams, so communication is key.
Okay, Sam, sounds like you've got a good foundation as a software engineer. Now it's all about adding those MLOps tools to your kit and embracing that teamwork.
Thanks, Casey. That helps a lot.
Up next, we have Sarah.
Hi, Casey. I've been hearing a lot about the benefits of MLOps, but are there any downsides? Any risks or challenges we should be aware of?
Hi, Sarah. That's such an important question. While MLOps offers a ton of benefits, it's not a magic solution. Definitely challenges. One thing I see a lot is teams trying to jump into MLOps without a clear understanding of their own needs and goals.
So it's not one size fits all.
Exactly. You've got to tailor your approach. Another challenge is the sheer complexity of the MLOps world. So many tools and technologies out there, it can be overwhelming.
Easy to get lost in the weeds.
For sure. And then there's the people side of things. MLOps needs a shift in mindset. We need to break down those walls between teams and really encourage collaboration.
Yeah, that culture shift can be tough.
Definitely something to be aware of.
Okay, Sarah, key takeaways there. Approach MLOps strategically, figure out your needs, choose the right tools, and work together.
Thanks, Casey. I'll definitely keep that in mind.
We've got time for one more question here. Let's hear from David.
Hey, Casey. I'm curious about what's coming next in MLOps. What new trends are you most excited about?
Hey, David, that's a fun one. MLOps is moving so fast. One trend I'm really into is the whole serverless computing thing for machine learning.
Serverless. Okay.
It basically lets you run your models without having to worry about the infrastructure underneath, which makes scaling and managing everything a lot easier.
Sounds like less of a headache.
Totally. Another thing that's getting a lot of attention is model explainability. As AI systems get more complex, we need to be able to understand how they make decisions.
Especially in fields like healthcare.
Exactly. Trust and transparency are super important. And then there's AutoML, automated machine learning, which is all about automating a lot of those tasks involved in building and deploying models.
Making it easier for everyone to use.
Right. So lots of cool stuff happening.
It sounds like the future of MLOps is bright, and I can't wait to see what happens next.
Me too. It's an exciting time to be in this field.
We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be back with more of your questions about MLOps. We're back for our final deep dive into the world of MLOps. We've covered a lot of ground today, everything from the basics to what it's actually like working in the field.
And we even got to answer some great questions from our listeners.
As we wrap things up, I really want our listeners to walk away understanding just how much potential this field has.
It's not just about building cool tech. It's about using that tech to actually solve problems and make things better.
Exactly. We talked about how MLOps is being used in healthcare, finance, agriculture.
And those are just the ones we know about. Who knows what other problems we can solve with MLOps?
That's what makes it so exciting. It's constantly evolving and changing.
Yeah, always something new to learn.
So if you're passionate about technology and making a real difference, MLOps is definitely worth checking out.
Couldn't agree more. It's an amazing field to be a part of.
Well said, Casey. Thanks so much for joining us on this deep dive into the world of MLOps.
Happy to be here. It's been a great conversation.
And to all our listeners, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep those questions coming. Until next time.